Go.
Superintendent Murley discusses how he talks with students and staff who were concerned with lost time during second trimester and AP classes not having enough time. End.
Start.
Our staff invited Superintendent Steve Murley to ask him why he chose to arrange that schedule that way. End. We interviewed some West High students and teachers regarding their feelings about the snow days. Teachers were satisfied with the new schedule arrangement, but many students felt as if 10 minutes added were unnecessary. End.
STEPHEN MURLEY, Superintendent of Schools for the Iowa City Community School District.
Okay, and we want to thank you for coming and being interviewed by our staff. All right, so one of our first questions is, how do you make your decision and planning when you cancel or delay schools?
So there are three different things that we deal with. We deal with late starts and we deal with early outs. So then kids are in school for part of the day, and then we have whole day cancellation. So I'll just run through those for you.
Okay.
So for either a late start or a cancellation, we usually start looking about 24 hours in advance because we know it's going to snow. Like
Okay.
right now, we know it's going to snow on Wednesday,
Yeah.
Tuesday night and into Wednesday. So we start looking about 24 hours in advance.
Start.
Mr. Murley's own children have tried to contribute with snow days decisions.
Have your children ever affected your reasoning in deciding to cancel or delay?
No, but they bother me all the time. So I have one son who's still here. He's a junior, and he gets a lot of pressure from his friends and sometimes from the teachers in his classroom to find out what's happening tomorrow. And so I get lots of questions from him about whether or not I've made a decision yet.
Start.
West Side Story conducted a poll whether students enjoyed snow days or not, and received a 50-50 response. End.
Go.
Superintendent Murley discusses how he talks with students and staff who were concerned with lost time during second trimester and AP classes not having enough time. End.
Will you make any changes to the 2019 or 2020 schedule to account for any future cancellations?
We already have more hours scheduled than the state requires, so we feel pretty comfortable with that. Hopefully we won't have another winter like this anytime soon. I will tell you that one thing that the school board has asked us to do, and it's irrespective of the weather, but it could certainly be an issue as we look at that, is look at our Thursday early release schedule and look at alternatives that could, instead of being a Thursday early out, move to a half-day early out. So instead of every week on Thursday, be about every 3 weeks, you'd be off for a half a day.
Oh.
So that might also give us some options for snow makeup time if that happened.
The superintendent has been arranging a way to get students breakfast and food to students who don't have access to food at home.
I think probably the thing that people look at from the outside in is it really valuable to add 10 minutes to the day?
Yeah.
And I know that at North Central, they're looking at adding their time at the end of the day because 8th period routinely gets shorted instructional minutes, and so they're actually excited about the opportunity to have a little bit more time in class there.
Yeah.
I know here at West, they added it to AFT. Teachers were really excited about that because between now and the end of the second trimester, if they've got students that need additional help to get to the end, they'll be able to bring those students in. So I think this is a good solution given the challenge that we had with all the days that we lost.
The superintendent has been arranging a way to get students breakfast and food to students who don't have access to food at home.
That's most important and gets lost a little bit in this process is safety is still our number one concern. We've got a lot of student drivers on the road at the high school. We also have a lot of parents that transport their kids to school by car. And then something I think people don't think about is the amount of time that kids spend waiting at the bus stop. And you could be at the bus stop 10, 20, 30 minutes, especially if buses are running late. And so wind chill is probably the thing that causes me the most concern. Not snow, but actually what happens when kids are standing out there for a long period of time. And so one of the calls that probably gets the most attention from us is when they project that we're going to have really, really low wind chills.
Thank you for letting
You
us
are welcome.
interview.
Absolutely.